Got to, man. Gotta bounce back. Shout out to my homie Keys, Xavier Keys, on the vocals on this. Okay. Honestly, they couldn't stop me if they wanted to. Gotta get up, go out and get it, and that's what I'm gonna do. I've been focused, I'm not hungry. Yo, I'm starving, dude. Grind mode with my team, we making these power moves. Honestly, they couldn't stop me if they wanted to. Gotta get up, go out and get it, and that's what I'm gonna do. I've been focused, I'm not hungry. Yo, I'm starving, dude. In grind mode with my team, we making these power moves. Cause I ain't got no time to be wasting with all this music I'm making. Man, I'm tired of being impatient, so I keep making these moves here with my crew. Vow to myself to always stay true, so I don't care what nobody else do. I know why. Like an erection, bumps in the road, but nah, I ain't stressing. I don't work out, but homie, I'm flexing. Every time I get on the beat and I bless it. Rise and shine, and I never let another come and stop my grind. Cause I grind all night at the gig, no lie. Then it's back in the booth for some overtime. Come on. Nope. Shout out to Miss Alma Ramos. Shout out to Miss B. I said, hey. My mom told me to get them, so I don't care what y'all say. I just keep grinding. Yeah, I stay working, cause it's, you know, I said, that's right. In the lab with a pen and a pad, let's ride. Make it look so easy, don't it make y'all mad? One thing I know, one thing is certain. I can't stop, won't stop, cause me and my team stay working. One thing I know, one thing is certain. Can't stop, won't stop, on the grind, getting mine, I'm working. No sleep. Spit heat, killing these tracks, and I'm not gonna stop till I'm up on top where I'm supposed to be. Everywhere I go, I scream SP. We're more than a crew, we your family. Working trying to get a couple Grammys, G, have them sitting on top of the mantelpiece. Thank God. Go hard, they just mad cause I'm on my job. But where I'm from, it's the ground to starve. And starving, I just can't do it. Not having it, unthinkable. So I turn in, stretch Armstrong, and now I can reach the unreachable. Let's go. Hey, trying to... Yo, I said I can't sit still. I just laugh at y'all haters. Cause yeah, hey, mom's told me, so I don't. Let's go, I just keep. Yeah, I stay. Cause it's, you know, I said, that's right. In the lab with a pen and a pad, let's ride. Make it look so easy, don't it make you mad? One thing I know, one thing is certain. I can't stop, won't stop, cause me and my team stay working. One thing I know, one thing is certain. Can't stop, won't stop, on the grind, getting mine, I'm working. Don't ever let anybody tell you that you can't get what you want. Whatever you dreaming for, you get out there and you get it. You make it happen. Never mind the haters. Real spill. Cause all day, always, get 'em. Yes sir. I'm grinding. Stay working. Hey, I said that's right. In the lab with a pen and a pad, let's ride. Make it look so easy, don't it make you mad? One thing I know, one thing is certain. Can't stop, won't stop, cause me and my team stay working. One thing I know, one thing is certain. Can't stop, won't stop, on the grind, getting mine, I'm working. Gotta. Yes, sir. Love 'em.
Rise and shine. Pour yourself a cup of coffee and tune in to Good Morning Aurora. News, weather, and really cool interviews. Monday through Friday from 8 to 9 a.m.
You know what, Monica, if you could, run that back. Run that
We're
back.
doing it
Play that
again?
one more time. Yeah, run
We're doing
that
it
back.
again.
Run that. Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora.
Good morning, Aurora.
The time is 8:03 a.m. and you are listening to and watching Good Morning, Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. Right. Oh, sick. I know. I know. I would be remiss, not the word of the day yet. I would be remiss if I didn't say and give a shout out and a big thank you to Tracy Duran. Yes. Tracy Duran, shouts out to you. And shouts out to all of our dear friends, fans, listeners, and subscribers for the kind messages, texts yesterday. We did it, y'all. But we got more work to do. We got some things. We got work to do. We have things coming for you. Things are cooking. Maria Chorito, good morning to you. Alvin Soto, good morning. APD in the house. Yeah. Jenette, how you feeling?
I'm good. Now we got Jenettesplaining.
That's good. We do. We
got that.
Monica, how are you today?
Great.
Good. And good to see all of you wonderful people. We have news and topics to talk about.
We do. We're going to explain some news.
What's the first thing we're going to talk about today?
Let's talk about this new craft urban thing and how the city is going to kick in close to $1 million.
Craft urban from Geneva?
From Geneva, where I've eaten. It is good. It's good food. It's moreover, it's a charming atmosphere. The drinks are solid. But it's a charming atmosphere. All of their plates, like, they don't match, like, on purpose. It's like they went thrifting for all their plates, which I kind of like, because one of the times that I was there, I was like, wait a minute, I know these plates, and they're like the same plates that my mom brings out for Thanksgiving every year. They're like the nice plates.
That's very urban.
It's
we don't have glasses, we have red Solo cups. Okay. Cool. Wine in red cups.
It's like the Midwestern urban. Like, here's your mom's Thanksgiving plates. I thought it was very, very cute, charming. I liked it. Anyway, so yeah, they're a solid restaurant option in downtown Geneva. They're opening a location here in Aurora. They had planned to open a location, before the whole world melted down and went to hell.
Right.
The pandemic.
They were trying to do like pop-up things in that little lot right there.
They've been working on stuff. So they first came to the city back in 2019 and then got an incentive agreement from the city to open up a restaurant, and then a pandemic happened, and then they were like, we'll wait, which seems fair to me. But the owner of Craft Urban came back to the city recently and said, okay, we're ready to go on this thing. And at the committee of the whole this week, they discussed the incentive agreement for the restaurant, which has changed since the first time around. So in part due to the fact that everything got more expensive during the pandemic,
right.
Particularly relative to like building materials and things like that. At least that's the argument. So originally, when the owner of the business went to the city back in 2019 and said, hey, we're going to open up this restaurant, the city said, great, here is a loan for $600,000. You have 10 years to pay it back. And it would to help with the startup costs. And it's really low interest loan, right? Cool, fine. The owner goes back to the committee of the whole this week, and the incentive package now is a $600,000 loan as before. They now get 15 years to pay it back. Okay, fine. But on top of that, the city is also kicking in $350,000 in grants to open this restaurant. So, right. So, cool. We're getting a restaurant.
Well, we don't We don't know that.
We are in theory.
That's what it.
We are in theory getting this restaurant.
Seems like
the restaurant is the whole project is going to cost about $1.3 million or so. And to wrap your mind around where this thing is going, imagine you're on Downer Place at the intersection of Downer and Stolp. So like right, where the parking garage is there, and it's all landscaped, all pretty, and then there's just that vacant lot where they tore down that building and then didn't put anything there. It's there. So It's the building right next door to that on Stolp, the old photography back when you had to actually take your film to a place and have them develop it spot. Our intern is looking at us like, what? So it's going to be in that old photography building, and then they're going to use that outdoor courtyard for outdoor seating. So a couple of thoughts about this. It's going to be a restaurant, and apparently they're going to put banquet facilities in there. This will make the 400th banquet facility, I think, in downtown Aurora.
I think that they're trying banquet facility. It's only going to hold so many people.
Yeah,
whatever it is that they build in that space.
It looks like a really tiny building, but it does. There's like an L-shaped cutout, so it's not as tiny as it looks if you're looking at it like straight on. It's a little bit bigger. It's not huge, but they're gonna put the concept is the restaurant and the banquet facility and a little outdoor space. We do also already have banquet facilities at the Roundhouse, Society 57, Company 251, Ballydoyle, and North Island Center. So if you want to throw a party, downtown Aurora is where it's at. We have options. All I'm saying.
If you do want to throw a party,
you should invite us.
You should and definitely hit up McCarty Mills for your party.
Yes, also that. Not a banquet center, but
not a banquet center, not a banquet hall.
It's a fun time.
Because Bacardi. Also Ballydoyle. Ballydoyle is very good for facilities. They have the upstairs Loft 28.
Well, yeah, and so during the pandemic, they also reoriented that whole place too. So it used to be that the whole. Huh?
No, keep going.
Oh, we good? You good?
Yeah, we're good.
We good? Do we have to sip?
No.
Do you need a sip?
You know what? We do now. Sip it up, y'all. Sip it up.
I don't have my mug today, so my sipping capabilities are
limited.
They're limited. So if you haven't been in Ballydoyle since the pandemic, they reoriented the facility. So it used to be that the entire first floor was basically bar space, right? And now they've moved the bar space to the back, where the whiskey bar used to be. That's just the bar space now, and then in front is more banquet facility.
Right.
So we got banquet facility up the wazoo right now. Now I would never say you shouldn't bring in your new business because there are other businesses like it in the area. That's silly. That's an argument that I hear over and over and over again when people are trying to fight new development, and that's a little ridiculous because generally business owners do market research beforehand and figure out whether or not they can make money in a space.
The banquet facility, though, is kind of like it's kind of like the florist who has a brother who runs a funeral home. Why wouldn't you double the service? I think anybody.
If you've got a restaurant
in a business, they're going to be like, how many people can fit in here? Yeah, we're going to start doing banquets.
Yeah,
so it's kind of like
because when you say, if you tack the word wedding onto anything, first of all, you can multiply the price by 10 times, right? If you're shoes, $50, wedding shoes, $500, and people are okay, seems like a great deal.
Right.
Yeah, so same thing with venue.
Greg Gilio, good morning.
Wedding venue, $3,000. It's ridiculous. So, P.S. if you're ever considering booking a wedding anywhere, just tell them it's for your grandpa's 100th birthday party and see if the price is considerably cheaper. Just throwing it up.
Good morning to our friend Alejandra and the VNA. Shouts out to you guys. The VNA on Highland is a great healthcare facility.
Sure
and
is.
They are here to serve all Aurorans, and they have a great and dedicated staff.
Sliding scale for services. You can usually just walk in and they'll figure out how to fix you for things.
Yep.
Yeah.
Craft Urban.
Urban.
I want to That would be really nice to see at that corner. It would be popping.
It would be.
However, what we don't want is, I would think our listeners would concur. What we don't want is another.
Are you gonna reference the other end of Stolp?
Oh no! I want to go now. Yeah. I ain't even getting it out. Hold on, let me get it out. What we don't want is the prettiest empty building in the world.
Thank you. So, yeah, and that's where I start to get a little bit concerned about the incentive agreement personally. So the whole development is going to be about $1.34 million according to the estimates from the builder and how much it's going to cost. And it sounds like it's going to be very nice if you read all the things that they're going to put in there. There were no elevations or anything, which would have been really nice for me to see. I just feel like I kind of want to know what it looks like. So the whole thing is $1.3 million. The $350,000 is just free from the city from, I think it's Recovery Act funds. Another $600,000 is not free money from the city because it's a loan and it has to be paid back, but they have 15 years to pay it back. It's going to be incredibly low interest or free. It's something like that. And so there's just like a lot of exposure that the city is putting into this. So because the risk is then shared with that loan, right? So if they put this thing in and it goes under in a year, that $350,000 is just gone, right? The $600,000 loan, turns into this fight over like, does he have to pay it back? Like, and does it end up in court if he can't pay it back? Like that kind of thing, right? So that's a shared exposure risk, right? Because if he goes under, he's going to be liable to pay that loan. And
it's like Nino Brown. If I go down, everybody going down.
Right. And if he goes down, the city is then on the hook to try and go after him to get him to pay that back, right? So he's putting some skin in the game, but it's just like a very large incentive package. And I would feel totally okay with all of this if some of the other restaurants that have had major incentive packages from the city previously were open right now.
The time is now 8:14 a.m.
Not
you
naming
are listening to
any names
and watching Good Morning
any
Aurora.
restaurants
Jenettesplaining today
that are on Stolp Island that might be a very social spot to hang.
Right. No, not naming no names. Sally Weiss, Vandy Zisk. Good morning to you. Greg Ellsbury, good morning to you, dear sir. Judd Lofshe, dear friend of the show, good morning to you, dear brother. Much appreciated, my brother. Shouts all the way out. Nora Peterson, good morning to you. Grace Cornell, thank you.
Good morning.
So much for sending those markers.
Shout outs to Arizona.
Shout out to Arizona.
Did y'all know that this is a global enterprise, people? You got people from all over the place listening. People care about what's happening in Aurora.
Happy Friday to you as well.
As goes Aurora, so goes the nation, I say.
All right.
Okay.
So I have something real quick I want to detail to you guys. We got some mail. But before we get to the mail, real quick, Monica, would you be so kind? Can you take us to a commercial and let us know what the dealio is on the streets?
Good morning, everyone. Don't forget to please subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay up to date on all of our content. There you can also watch all of our interviews and receive notifications when we go live. I'll be sharing that link with you all in our chat. Today is First Fridays. Join our friend Jose Pais, our friend of the show. He is showcasing his art titled For the Love of Frida at Charlie's Silver Spoon Creamery, located at 6 East Downer Place. Shout out to our friend Josue and Charlie's Creamery. The flyer will be shared on our social media. This Saturday, November 6th, from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m., there will be a community food distribution event hosted by the Waterford Place Cancer Resource Center in partnership with Rush Copley Medical Center and Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. This will be accessible in a walkthrough or drive-up fashion. Waterford Place Cancer Center Resource Center is located at 1310 Waterford Drive in Aurora. November 12th, from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m., Bardwell residents located at 63 South Broadway will be featuring cocktails and conversation. Cocktails and appetizers will be at that event. Come see what Bardwell is all about. To RSVP, you can call 630-892-5790.
All right. Good commercials.
Okay, so we got mail.
We have mail.
We got mail, and we're going to open it up on the show today.
We don't know what it is.
We have no idea what it is.
I don't know what it is.
We at least know it's cylindrical. That's the word of the day. The word of the day is cylindrical. Thank you, Monica, if you enlighten these people.
At some point, we're going to have some sort of incentives for people's vocabulary.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you got it.
Like if you bump into us on the street and you use a word of the day from the week, we should give you a prize or something.
Yeah. Dilapidated. That was that was the one that kept coming back. All right, you guys. So we're gonna get into this opening of the gift. Let's peep this.
That's what we're doing.
So we got mail. Thank you very much to an unnamed person.
It's unnamed?
It is.
We're just
unnamed.
opening it? We're
Yeah.
just opening a thing we don't know who it came from. We don't
sure
know what
are.
it is.
Casildo Casey
This is
Cuevas,
how-
good morning to
This
you.
is the end of the show. We've made too many enemies. It's just...
Emily Bowe, good morning to you. Dora Sanchez Soto, Dan Barrero, good morning. Tracy Duran,
If there's one
thank you
time-
very much. Deb Sturgis, good morning.
Oh, hi, Mom! Oh, you guys. My mom. Say hi to my mom in the chat. Be like, hi, Jenette's mom. That's
All
so
right,
sweet.
what do we got here? What do we have here? Let's see. The person who wrapped this took
Okay.
extreme care.
Yeah,
y'all.
all I'm saying is if there's white powder in there, I'm going to be really upset with you right now.
Like, remember the dude who got the article wrote on him? Yo, the next day they sent anthrax to the
This is
studio,
right.
B.
You, man, you don't know.
All right,
not
let's see what we
know.
got here. Okay,
What do we got?
it's not a golf club.
Not a golf club. Was that an option? Were we entertaining that possibility?
Anything could happen.
Okay.
On this
All
show,
right. All
anything could happen. All right, let's see what we got here.
What we got? Do we need assistance?
Oh snap! What in the world is this? This requires,
Does it require assistance?
this requires at least a whole desk
Oh.
open up.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Practice right now.
Oh, that is bad. Ow!
We have
This
to
is a
show it to the
family.
crowd.
This is a family show. We can't be swearing. Dang! Hold that side open.
More decorations for the
Holy
office.
cow! That is awesome. Monica, you can get a cut
Yeah.
Up
up
Yeah.
a little bit.
there.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
look at that. That is
Alright.
a piece of original, I believe, Navy recruiting old school poster artwork.
For the Seabees,
For the Seabees.
the engineers of the Navy world, yeah.
Yes.
We're gonna build things so that we can get places. To
That
do
is
things.
awesome.
Very cool.
Thank you very much. Yo, Tracy Duran. Good looking.
Thank you, live audience. So much love from our live audience today.
Oh man, Jennifer Ryan Mayton, good morning. Holy cow. That is awesome. Thank you very much. Okay, well that's news. Now let's talk about First Friday because there's a whole lot going on.
Yeah. So there's like a million things happening at First Fridays today. So First Fridays, downtown Aurora. It's we're still celebrating the Sugar Skull City. There's still events happening with Day of the Dead activities all over the place. So more than 24 venues will be open. Yeah.
Where are you guys gonna be at? You can let us know in the chat.
Yeah. So some of the highlights. Let's see. French 75 is going to have new works by Hope Ashworth and new cocktails by Braden Smith. Ooh, complimentary hors d'oeuvres. Go get the free food.
Ooh.
Yeah, right. They really should just like highlight all of the things where you can just go like eat for free, eat and drink for free. Let's see. The art bar at Two Brothers, the The theme is Save the Planet. It's a big world out there and someone has to try to save it, so why not Art Bar? Why not Art Bar?
Nice.
So they will be doing their part to make a difference and bring creative healing with their show through art, which I'm sure will be amazing.
Yeah.
What else we got up? We got Shredded Ink as the featured artist and Rockin' Taco food pop-up at McCarty Mills and Bottle Shop, which I feel like you may probably find a couple of your favorite podcast hosts around that spot because tacos and beer. Right?
We love that place.
We do love
we
that
love
place.
that place.
Wait, where? I missed it.
McCarty Mills.
McCarty Mills.
At McCarty Mills.
Yep,
on
McCarty
River
Mills
Street.
tonight. Yep.
Yes.
McCarty Mills tonight. Taco Christian Science. Friend of the show. Good guy.
So there's a library over there, and you're going to want to go to the thing that the library is doing, which is, oh, look at that. El Dia de los Muertos Ofrendas celebration. Enjoy the Tree of Life and Ofrendas created by community organizations and local families. Join us for a traditional Mexican fashion show at 5:30 with live music. Loteria starts at 7:30, crafts all evening, and Fernandez and Kimball Spanish guitar duo perform. Okay, so go to the wholesome family fun stuff at the library, then ditch the kids, and then across the street will be Society 57. They're doing cocktails. Hold on, scrolling. They're doing Collinson Fine Art Pop-Up and Encaustic Painting Demo. They're doing a Sugar Skull City pop-up featuring Mercado Tradicional Oaxaca with merchants from Mexico. And they're doing cocktails and bites. So you go to the library, you go across the street and get some cocktails and some food. They're usually like fancy little plates of things. You go down the street to McCarty Mills, you hit up the Rockin' Taco. You are basically stuffed with tacos and beer and cocktails and culture.
And tried number 5 on the list. I think it's number 5 on the list of McCarty Mills. I think that's it's the Pilsner. It's the tall one. It's really good.
The Pilsner?
Just
The Pilsner
number
is recommended.
5. Just get number 5. It's really good.
All right, what else we got? Friend of the show, Jen Ingermart, will be on site for Day of the Dead face painting at the Cottonseed Creative Exchange, 8 North Broadway.
That's right.
Also featuring Annalise Cookies in the house with treats.
I hear the cookies are good as well.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, so you've got cookies, you've got face painting. It's kind of the if you've got kiddos but don't want to do,
paint their face.
Right.
Let me get your face painted.
But if you want to drop the kiddos off someplace, you cannot do not abandon your children. But if you rather if you'd rather go someplace where you're as interested in being there as the kids are, then it sounds like creative.
Balderas.
Cottonseed Creative Exchange is the spot to be. Balderas is doing Dia de los Muertos pop-up vendors and Ballet Folklorico Quetzalcoatl. I feel like you're not a true Auroran if you don't know how to pronounce the Ballet Folklorico
that would
company around here.
It's a mouthful. That's a stretch.
I feel like you gotta,
because there's a lot of people who can't pronounce it in any town or city.
I know. I just feel like you gotta practice. It's a badge of honor.
To say it right.
Yes.
And not anglicize everything.
Yeah. Jose Art Body Painting. Oh, that'll be fun. So at Balderas. They're on
they got free hot cocoa
Broadway.
And free face painting as well, and live Catrinas.
All right. Very cool. What else do we miss? Wickwood House has tacos.
And Wickwood House has tacos, I think, tonight. They have a pop-up outside.
Closed 2 a.m. tacos.
Yep.
Sugar Skull City. So basically, if you want tacos tonight, I have a recommendation, and that is going downtown Aurora. I feel like that's generally a good recommendation. If you want tacos, you can probably find them downtown, but tonight is going to be the night.
Yep.
So
there's also food truck court information. Water Street Square is going to have Harvey's Firebox, Grumpy Gaucho, Tapville, Home Run Hot Dogs, Small Cakes. And from 5 to 9 p.m., the visiting nonprofits include Wabanzi, Faculty, and YWCA. Shouts out to the YWCA Metropolitan Chicago brand or division. They are good people. Very good friends of the show.
What else we got?
Okay.
Oh, and one more shout out to All Spoked Up, which will have wicked flux designs with homemade wooden crafts and home decor. And the reason I'm shouting them out because homemade wooden crafts aren't necessarily my jam, but I recently had an issue with my bike, and it was just like a stuck screw nut thing, and I went in there, and first of all, it cost me like $1 to get it fixed. Admittedly, it wasn't like a difficult fix. It was just annoying, and I didn't have the tool for it. Right. But they are great, super helpful, and on top of that, they have the most adorable shop cat. Yes, I forget his name, but he's like Francis. But he's like fluffy and grumpy, but not really grumpy. He just looks grumpy, but actually is very friendly. So shout out to the shop cat.
We had a great interview in there, and the cat was there. That was awesome.
He's great.
Monica, if you could you take me to a commercial? Because I have some news that I need to deliver to you people. Oh, here it is right here in front of me. Okay, here's the thing, you guys. I got a couple of pieces I want to tell you guys about. Our dear friends of the Neighbor Project are looking for volunteers. Volunteers are required for some great projects to do before the end of the year and it gets cold. The work and assistance will help recently arrived and transitioning families, those coming from different countries through different programs, and getting those houses ready for them. And then also people who have progressed through their NSP or Network Savings Program, going from renting to owning homes.
Fabulous.
So if you are interested in volunteering and being part of a team that makes a difference, you can call 630-906-9400. The number again is 630-906-9400 and say that you would like to volunteer. Also, coming up, we have the Winter Coat Drive. That will be November 15th through November 20th. Our studio, in conjunction with the Alive Teen Center, 78 South LaSalle Street, and the Office of State Representative Barbara Hernandez, 540 West Galena, are collecting hats, other warm, nice items for people, 15th through the 20th. Our hours are 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. And yes, those donations are greatly appreciated. The time is now 8:29 a.m. Jenette, I heard something about lead pipes.
Have we talked about lead pipes on this show before? I feel like we've talked about lead pipes on this show before.
Word up.
I just really want you all to know that there are lead pipes in town.
Word up.
And particularly if you live in an older neighborhood in Aurora, as I do. And it's not necessarily the pipes, like the water mains, right? But it's the lead. It's what's known as the lead service line. And the service line is the little pipe that comes from your house, or that comes from the water main into your house. The state has, and these were through some interesting quirks in how government gets done in Illinois. We have more lead pipes in Illinois than just about any state in the country. We were installing them way later than anybody else was, even though we knew that, they probably aren't super great for your cognitive ability / not getting cancer. So there are lead pipes that are throughout the city. They're the little line that goes from the main to your house, and the state has finally created a mandate that says that we have to get rid all of the lead pipes in the state have to be eliminated, I think within 10 years or so. Now, the city of Aurora has done what they could over the past several years to whenever they are doing work on mains, and they have to get up in there near your service line anyway. They've been doing a program where they share the cost of eliminating your lead service line. And so like the resident would pay half and then the city would pay half, and there's usually like a loan program and you pay it back over the years. They are abandoning that in favor of just replacing them all, so which is great. I don't know about the people who had to shell out. I don't know what they've got to deal with, but like if they're still paying back on a thing that's now free, but that would suck, right? But it is what it is. So the city has now started to be really proactive about, we're going to go through and just replace all of these things, because lead can cause particularly cognitive decline if you have very young children in the house. So your kids who are like 0 to 5 tend to get they lose IQ points and things like that over the years. You can get lead poisoning. It's really awful.
Right.
Here's the thing. It costs money to do that, right? Because you got to dig things up and replace things. And we've run out of money for the first year of the program, which was fast. They're like, we burned through the budget a lot faster than I think that had maybe been anticipated. And the city now is attempting to get loans, and they have been attempting to get loans from the state to pay for the cost of doing that. They're low interest loans, free loans. They're usually forgivable, right? So if the city actually swaps out all of your pipes, the loans will get forgiven, which would be great. There's just a really, really long list to get approved for cities to get approved for one of those loans, because there are so many cities across the state that are dealing with this, particularly the older ones like ours. Which is all to say that they're going to keep doing it. They're going to keep replacing your lead pipes. It's still just going to take a while. We'll figure out how to pay for it, I guess, at some point, but you have to do it anyway, so we're just doing it. And in the meantime, you should have a filter,
Right.
Which we have talked about on this show. Go to Home Depot, get you a filter. It goes under the sink, you connect it, and then water comes out, and it won't kill you. Yep.
Casildo Casey Cuevas, thanks for letting us know. The Know Your Rights Immigration Forum is November 20th, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., hosted by Alderwoman Wani Garza and State Representative Barbara Hernandez and a group called Uni 2. Thank you very much. The link is in the chat. Thank you very much, Casildo.
Perfect.
Because health
is a thing. Kind of like that. Right?
Yeah, and not only that, like Kane County was rated as having excellent water,
and
not
we do
that many years ago.
Yes, and the fact of the matter is we do. So here's a fun fact about all of those, like, we've got the best water in the country competitions or whatever. First of all, I have judged one of those competitions. It's ridiculous. The water, so every municipality in the area, basically throughout the state, the water, the trade groups that for all of the water technicians around the state, they have these competitions, the public works associations and stuff like that. They have the best tasting water competitions, and the way that they work is they get members from the community, and this was back when I was working as a reporter, to go be judges of what the water like tastes and smells like. And they have to they bring it all to a banquet hall. It's usually held in a banquet hall. Right. And they it has to come in glass, and it has to be like a certain temperature so as to not mess it up. It's got to be covered properly. All of these rules, right? And then the judges have to sit there and determine which ones smell and taste the best and look like the clearest and all of this. It's really an entertaining afternoon if you're super into water, which I guess I am. And it's remarkable just how much I would say the biggest difference actually is in the smell, because you can
smell bad water.
Yeah, you can smell bad water, or at least you can smell how they treat it differently. So in some communities, they chlorinate a lot more than other communities, and so you can to try and get rid of some of the other funky smells, and so you can smell a little bit of the chlorine still in there. It's not a toxic level by any means. Human noses are designed to be able to smell even the tiniest like microscopic molecules of chlorine to make sure that we don't get killed, right? But some cities don't treat it with enough chlorine to get rid of the Fox River smell. So it just has a nice algae sort of vibe, which to me just kind of feels like, I don't know, drinking super greens. It feels like people go to Whole Foods and buy like the water with like algae and kombucha and all that crap in it, right? Like it's just a cheaper version of that, I feel. Anyway. But all of that judging, all of those different waters the water gets pulled from right as the water is exiting the treatment plant. Now, the water you drink from your faucet has to go from the treatment plant through the water mains through your pipes, in your house and the service line and all of that, right? Like has to snake its way through, and on its way, it picks up all kinds of funky stuff. So like it goes through the pipes and will pick up whatever sediment is in the pipes, which is really common around here. Like this is just like, sand and stuff that gets through. There are chemicals that treat the inside of the pipes to make sure that lead is not leaching out. So if you have lead service lines, theoretically, the chemicals that coat the inside of the lines won't pick up on that lead. But so the taste of your water, any rust that's in there, right? The taste of your water from the sink may be dramatically different from the taste of the water as it's leaving the plant, which is why if you talk to any folks in Boulder Hill, they'll be like, are you kidding me? Because like Montgomery will win, has won like the best tasting water, and Boulder Hill gets their water from Montgomery and they're like, this is ridiculous. My water comes out brown. So, and the difference is simply that it's picking up things in the line along the way.
One of the things about life, I think Grace mentioned, I don't take water for granted. There are places in this world that nowhere in any distance able to be traveled by humans can they find clean water.
Correct. Nobody should live in Arizona. Grace.
So let's like definitely take that to mind and be kind, because there are many places in this world where you think you're just running water when you're washing dishes. You're just in the shower for 42 minutes and 86 seconds.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, that's absolutely true. And I think that, we've certainly had many crises around the country. Flint is the first one that pops into everybody's head, right, when they talk about water quality. Recently in Dixmoor, they lost all their, which is down in the south suburbs, they lost all their pressurization down there because of a water pipe issue, and the folks just didn't have like water for a good chunk of the week.
That's like my neighborhood. That's where I grew up in Harvey, so that Dixmoor is the Montgomery, Illinois of Harvey.
Yeah, Harvey and Dixmoor, I guess they share like a water system, and they had some issues out there.
The mayor didn't even go to the press. Don't even get me started.
So not ideal, right?
I thought about running for mayor there.
You'd have to move there.
I would. So. Anyway, Scratchy, DJ Monica, would you take us back to the reality? Anyway.
Okay. So right. So you'll notice that many of the communities that do have those issues end up being poorer communities of color in particular, which just is. If you live in a place where you can turn on the tap and just expect clean, potable water to come out. Potable. Someone weigh in.
The time is 8:40
it's not a thing to be taken for granted.
Yeah.
Right.
So Tracy, thank you very much for plugging this in as well, because this continues to also support our local friends. Mark Hogan, the proprietor of Tavern. But anyway, Sunday the 7th, this Sunday as well, from noon to 3 p.m. is the Aurora Regional Fire Museum's 5th annual Sound the Alarm Chili fundraiser. Local restaurants enter the chili in hopes of winning the award for best chili from the attendees and a panel of guest judges. Your support ensures that we can continue to preserve the history of firefighting in our region and provide new programs and exhibits on an annual basis. Come on down and taste chili, listen to the music of Jake Mack, and support the mission of the museum. All proceeds directly support the mission, program, and exhibits of the Aurora Regional Fire Museum. The link is in the chat. Oh boy.
I'm interested to know how many vegetarian chilies will be available.
Michelle Gums, good morning to you. Signed you up for a replacement line. Great legislation. Bianca Camargo, shouts out. Good morning. Renee Cruz, Todd Schultz, Ben Tennant, and Grazi. Good morning.
Good morning. What else we got?
I don't know. So I want to take a brief moment. Monica, can you take me to commercial?
You got to think it out.
Here is the thing, you guys. Cheryl Brownell, good morning. Been a while. Yeah, Ben Tennant, you're back. Here's the thing, you guys.
That's right.
I want you to keep in mind. Now, I got an article I was reading to you guys yesterday. I'm not going to reread the whole thing to you again.
Was it an insightful profile on the host of a local podcast?
Nah, I wouldn't even go there. I wouldn't even go there, though, but I wanted to say, yeah, you know, we'll get there. Haley Edwards is here. Could we hit the cut? Haley, yes. Haley, good morning to you. Gracias. Good morning. Thank you, man. All right. So there was an article I was reading to you guys. Actually, I read to you from it on Monday and yesterday. This is also important. The holiday food drive in Aurora starts with extra need this year. Now, it does, it has, it's important, but I just want to let you guys know something to kind of piggyback off what we've been talking about with water and with the kind of things that we take for granted. All right. You know, food pantries, and this was made apparent to me this year here, or last year especially, food pantries don't always just have food. And food pantries run out of food.
Absolutely.
And again, food waste is real. Shannon Cameron was on the show. We talked about food insecurity in people. And we're going in, it's getting colder outside already. Water, food, shelter. These are the kind of things people need. That's why you hear about food pantry stuff on this show. If you can, volunteer at the food pantry. Or if you have cans of goods and stuff that you're not eating, clean your closets out before we get into this really cold winter season here and donate that stuff to the food pantry, please.
And cash donations as well. What most people don't realize is that food pantries are able to stretch your dollar a lot further than you are, right? Like even if you, are a thrifty shopper who goes to Aldi, right, when in their sales and you get the like beans for like 30 cents. Like
yeah, word up. Yeah.
34 cents. Black beans, right? Like food pantries, they get connected with the Northern Illinois Food Bank, and there's a whole network of logistics involved where they can really stretch that dollar, so they can buy way more with it than you can. So if you want to contribute to the good cause of feeding your neighbors, right here in our community, you may also consider not just digging through for that can of beets that's been sitting back there for too long, but consider an actual cash donation too.
Right. Yeah. Very, very important. So I just wanted to let you guys Just think about that, please, before we, as we go about this day, month, because it's almost 2022, y'all. Where did this year go?
Right?
Did it go fast for you?
I've enjoyed this year.
What did you enjoy the most?
Being here, of course.
Oh, well,
right?
damn. Yeah, right. Yeah. Word up.
Yeah, like, it's crazy to, like, we've been doing this for a while now.
It has been.
This has been the highlight. So far.
It has been a hell of a year. But we got more to do.
We think that we still got basically 2 whole months, guys.
Yep. I think that for many people this year, I hope it's been peaceful and for everybody out there. No, it has not been, but at least as peaceful as possible. But like, it's been jam-packed with the fact that 2020 was kind of a mulligan, and it was definitely negative. So I feel like this has been a year of trying to rebuild for everybody.
And this has been that year of like, can we go do things? Can we not do things? Are we really excited? Are we really exhausted? Yeah. So, speaking of hangovers from 2020, should we talk about the supply chain?
Yes. Because there's people now saying that Biden stole Christmas.
Oh, good gravy.
It's not even America no more. You see that? We can't even buy Nintendos.
Are people still buying Nintendos? Is that a thing?
You know what? What's funny?
Is there a new Nintendo out?
Hold on. You know what? Let me plug that real quick.
I don't follow gaming.
You know what's crazy? I remember Wow. I remember like when the first Nintendo was like $200, and I remember
saving up your pennies.
I remember the look on people's parents' face, like, "Yeah, what? Damn."
Yeah.
Now Nintendos, they're like $200 again because it's vintage.
Right.
Yo, this is like life is crazy.
Right.
This is so sick. Like
it's the only piece of like technology you could have bought in 1989 that is still worth exactly what it was then.
That's crazy. Because just a few months ago they was like $10.
Like think of anything else that you would have bought in 1989 for $200, right? Like the giant stereo system that took up your whole living room, right?
Absolutely.
Like
insane.
that thing is being what is I don't even know.
Bianca Camargo, yes, good morning. It's 8:47. I'm gonna give there will be a final shout out. There will be a final shout out when we get through this news.
So
supply chain.
So this is the thing that you've probably heard in the news is, oh my god, the supply chain is broken, you cannot buy anything, mass chaos. It's like
Venezuela.
It's like the toilet paper fiasco of last year, but everything now. And there was an article in the Beacon this week about how everyone is rushing out to do their holiday shopping already because oh my god, what if I can't get the thing that I want before Christmas because it's stuck on a container ship somewhere in the Pacific between China and here, and what will my child do without the thing, whatever the big thing is this year? Does anyone know what the big thing is this year? Like the toy? Put it in the chat if you do know.
The big toy?
Like the big toy. Is there a big toy yet?
Well, Minecraft anything.
Anything. Okay.
I mean, hey, some of you guys got older kids. I don't know what they, but Minecraft anything.
Based on the costumes I saw at Halloween this year, that sounds about right. There were a few Minecraft things.
I saw a lot of costumes.
Yeah,
Holy
a lot of things.
cow.
A lot of Squid Games.
Shout out to Eric Pry. Anyway.
Yeah. Anywho, so there's a local article about it, and they interviewed all the shopkeepers and who really impressed upon the message of like, buy or really shop local. And while shopping local, I will never say anything bad about shopping in your local stores. Like, go support the people who have taken the risk of bringing cool stores to our town, right? All of that money, those tax dollars, they stay here. The money that they earn, is like money that your neighbors are spending to put their kids through like ballet lessons, right? As opposed to sending Jeff Bezos to space. So definitely shop local. Not saying anything wrong about that. What I am saying is this mass panic that is happening over oh my god, the supply chain is broken and we can't get anything is just not true.
Baby Yoda Bop It, Ben Tennant.
What is a Baby Yoda Bop It? I want it so much.
Ben Tennant, you sound old school. Is the Bop It the thing you punch and it comes back? Those old school Bop Its you was boxing?
No, I think it was that toy from the 90s where it would be like, bop it, smash it, and it would tell you things. And no?
I remember that.
Yeah, right. It was one of those like commercials that was like blaring neon at kids to make them buy this thing that was just a piece of plastic. Anyway, yeah. So holiday shopping, supply chain issues. There's all you can't open a newspaper or watch the news without saying like the supply chain's broken. Here are all the things that you won't be able to get. Electronics will be difficult to get. Books will be difficult to get. Books are difficult to get if you're trying to find a specific title, for sure, because the entire publishing industry it all went crazy, and there are so many authors. That because every book that you buy in the United States is basically made in China, like every single one. So because there's basically 5 major publishing houses these days, they all source all of their paper and all of their production and all of that stuff comes from China. So if you were an author and I know authors who had books scheduled to come out in 2020 who then were like, oh, nope, you're not getting a publishing contract after all, womp womp, because it just didn't happen. But those specifics aside, look, I was in the Nordstrom rack last week, God help me, and I assure you there is plenty of stuff to buy. It was overstuffed, right? Like I want to alleviate some people's fears a little bit and tell you like it is okay. So first of all, first data point that I would point out is that the supply chain hasn't actually broken down in terms of like it was last year. So last year, there were outbreaks in cities in China where there was production happening of goods, where there were shipping happening of goods, right? And if there are major outbreaks of illness, then obviously there was nobody coming to work to actually to produce these things and ship these things. Yes, that was an issue. That is not the current issue that we have right now. What we have right now is that, in fact, the volume of imports is at an all-time high, right? The amount of stuff that Americans are buying is higher than it has ever been ever. And it's all coming from China on these container ships, right? So it's not that things just aren't being produced. It's that so much is being produced, it's clogging up the chain, right? At the same time, we don't have a lot of, we have fewer workers here, trying to unload the container ships and do the cross-country transportation on the trucks, right? But it's actually the bigger problem is just that there's this glut of stuff coming, and you can only move so much stuff off of the ship and onto a truck and across the country as fast as it's basically just like a deluge of stuff. And the bigger issue is that now with all of these, with the ability of people who have just stockpiled money over the course of the pandemic, right? You're white collar workers who didn't lose their jobs, who worked from home the whole time, who didn't have any place to go out to spend their money, because you couldn't go on vacation and you couldn't go out to restaurants and stuff like that. They, instead of buying experiences, they bought stuff. Right? And so people are spending all of this money, and they can spend more money on things like shipping, and the companies that are producing this stuff can spend more money on shipping than other companies that are producing critical goods, right? So this is actually a national security issue, because if I am trying to ship stuff we actually need, like medicine, right, which is often produced overseas, or PPE, right, which is often produced overseas, to the United States, and I can only pay for so much for shipping, but this other private company over here can pay whatever they want for shipping, because people are people are paying thousands and thousands of dollars for Pelotons, and we got to get the Pelotons here, right? It means that the Pelotons are taking up the space on the container ships that would otherwise be used for medicine and the medical supplies and other critical things that we need in our country. So that's actually the shipping or the supply chain issue. Maybe you're not going to be able to get exactly the cool new toy that you wanted for Christmas, on time for Christmas. And all of the experts in this field are predicting that it's going to take a lot longer than just through the end of the shopping season. It's actually going to take more than a year to try and get the supply chain moving at the pace that it needs to move, to take all of that crap that people are buying while they're stuck at home and get it to people's homes, and also get all of the critical things that we need to where they have to go. But it doesn't mean that we have run out of stuff. That is not the case. Might I suggest buying less stuff? So this is an article that came out in The Atlantic this week, or a couple weeks ago. It was basically just you just gotta buy less stuff. So if you are thinking about Christmas this year in advance, might I suggest, experiential things have come back. You can go to restaurants now. It's okay. Wear your mask, right? Or you can go to the Paramount, right? Buy tickets for things instead of stuff. Or just maybe don't buy crap for every single person that you run into. I'm not a big, I like to give gifts, but I don't like to get a bunch of gifts because it's never actually the thing I want. So just give me money or something.
Right. Or take me out.
Right. Or take me out. Right. Buy me a drink. Yeah. I would much rather spend time with you than get a thing that I don't really need from you.
The time is now 8:56 a.m. So I think I'll take a few minutes just to say a couple of thank yous, because you guys, thank you very much. We had our very first article yesterday, which was actually quite good. Thank you very much. So I want to say thank you to a few people right now. Thank you very much to Tracy Duran and Vanessa Rodriguez Aguirre, who were among the first names of people. You can take me to commercial so you don't see me like get emotional.
No.
I feel like people want to see you though.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Concur.
All right. Hey.
There
So Tracy Duran, Vanessa Rodriguez Aguirre, very much appreciated. They were like the first names of people who started coming up into what was otherwise no activity for anything for a while. So I really appreciate that, and it really came full circle yesterday. Denise Crosby is a great person. It was actually a very interesting and emotional moment to be interviewed by a person you've been reading for years. That was a feeling I've not yet really wrapped my head around. Also, I want to say thank you very much to State Representative Barbara Hernandez. Very big help and everything. I also want to give a shout out to Salvatore Hall. He wrote a book called, an audio book called 24 Rungs, an ASMR Journey to Recovery. He was the very first human being that I ever talked to for what became Good Morning Aurora. He was the very first. Salvatore Hall is his name. He wrote a book called 24 Rungs, an ASMR Journey to Self-Recovery. He and his story is absolutely magnificent. Shout out to him, his wife, his kids, everybody. He is the first human being who I talked to in what became Good Morning Aurora. And also, I want to say thank you very much to all of you people, wherever you listen to our show or my voice or anything. I really appreciate it. Thank you to all our fans, listeners, and subscribers. I will tell you this sincerely, that for the people who know me as a human being before Good Morning, right? Who knew? For that select group of people, I want to say, for those that rock with me, thank you very much, because it's really been a big help. Also, I want to say to the people who never got their story told, stay tuned, because you are the people who this show is trying to uplift. Everybody should have the opportunity to take part in something. Everybody should have the opportunity to have their message heard with the same level of consistency, with the same level of care that big shots do. You know, you are no different than J.B. Pritzker or anybody else in this world. We all put our pants on one leg at a time.
Some just have very nice pants.
Right. Exactly. This show exists and will always exist for the community to be able to take part in, contribute to, and help share ideas and stories to make Aurora better. That's what it's all about. And every single day of this show will be dedicated to that, to women, minorities, veterans, small business owners, and anybody else. That's what it's all about. So I thank you guys very much. That article was crazy. I told Monica the story where I was when it dropped, and it was not pretty. Let's just leave it at that. I was in a basement amongst dead animals trying to clean it for people just getting a home. So the work continues. Stay tuned for all that we have coming up, because the second largest city's first daily news podcast is just getting started, yo. Take care of yourself. No, hold on.
Twist.
Yeah, right. Thank you guys for tuning in today. The time is 9:01. What was our outro? Did we get all the news?
I think we got it all. Go to First Fridays tonight.
Right.
We'll see you there. Buy us a drink.
What else was it? Did we get all the news out? We did the volunteer thing for neighborhood. Right?
Happy Diwali.
Yeah, right.
That was a
Happy
thing.
Diwali.
We were going to say that, right?
We got that out.
You open the thing.
We opened them.
Well, I think we did all the things.
Take care of yourself and each other.
Adios, Aurora.